Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is Dan Hadow, and I work for Mr. Manuel, the superintendent. It's an honor and a privilege to be here to present, to try to help everybody out. We do realize that these are difficult times, challenging times, but also a time where if we reflect, we can really be together, whether it be as a family unit or as a community or as a country. This presentation will talk about time and togetherness, and it will go over a model that may be able to assist you and frame your current situation at your residence. The learning objectives is how to establish a family daily agenda as it pertains to this time matter, how to manage screen time so it does not become screen time. I think Ms. Fisher did an excellent job with that. Echo levels of listening, probably my favorite topic. Because it's quiet, and it also puts you in touch not only with yourself but also others within the family unit. And 6 tips that came from an expert outside of Texas who shared with me what they do with some learning styles that are unique, but also could be of benefit to our school system at this time. I would like to thank Mr. Brock's first semester sociology class. They enlightened me to be a better listener and a facilitator, and they were just outstanding with some of the things they shared. Also, the Academic Life Coach Program, which is by John Andrew Williams. It'd be of interest if you look at that site as a parent group to learn what his expertise is. He does give some webinars that are strong with social emotional learning that also may be of benefit. And lastly, Laura Sandifer, who is the co-founder of Acton Academy, who gave the 6 tips of managing home-style learning. This picture does make us think, are we coming from a place of wisdom or are we coming from a place of fuss? But I think it's really important that we continue to look ahead. This situation that we're in, and I'm not an expert, hopefully is short term and not long term. But I always think that if we keep an optimistic attitude, a lot of it is in the mindset that we bring to these challenges. Here's a diagram that I kind of thought about, but it was also inspired by a loved one, especially if you look at the bubble phrase, I have to take a nap to stop eating. When we are under stress, our nutrition changes. Some of us eat more, some of us eat less. And during these times, I pay attention to nutrition and how important it is to establish the 3 meals and the healthy snacks as we go through this. Basically, the breakdown is the breakdown. We got 24 hours, hopefully 8 hours of sleep. There's another side topic there that may have to be broached, which is insomnia and how to deal with that during these times. The eating is the eating, and we really have to figure out what's important. From this importance, and this screen's a little bit jarbled, I apologize, is what do you do with screen time? Pay attention to that, because I think is it important that your family, the topic being what's best for our family, is it important that we reduce the screen time would be an example of a topic that you may want to broach as a family unit. Can you measure the quality of your home life by time and being mindful and the various learning engagements that are presented? I think if you look at the platforms and what's being presented from GMSD as a whole, there are so many learning engagement platforms that you can pull from. Pay attention to that time. Is it mindfulness time? And can you measure the quality of that time? That is the M in the TIME acronym. So time is topic, I is the importance, and then M is the measurement. When you have a family meeting, if you decide to go that route, whether it be daily or weekly or twice a day, once in the morning or once at night, I would again look at the topic, look at the importance of that topic, and then figure out how you're going to measure it from two components, one being academically and 2 being mindful. This image is of importance because you can go several ways with it, and I don't, from a place of intellectual humility, you'd have to figure out, is this bringing us hope? Is it a cave and we're in a dark place? And how do we treasure what our findings are during this time period? This image is something that you could share with your family or with those in your household with the current time and circumstances. And it's really just an example of mindfulness. Wherever your treasure is, that's where you're going to prioritize your time. And that could be an interesting probe through a picture. This is my favorite part. And it deals with echo levels of listening. There's level 1, level 2, and level 3. From level one, this person in the family, whether it be you, your child, or your spouse, or a loved one, comes from a my need variable, a my need characteristic. My needs are the most important needs. It's the lowest level form of listening. Some counseling in the counseling world would say that there's blocking that takes place here. You don't really listen. You hear what someone says, you block it, and then you respond back with interjections and interruptions. And it's kind of a real low level, uncaring type of form of listening to be aware of, especially during high stress times. Level two is being able to put yourself in the shoes of others and being able to walk with them along their journey and their time under these new circumstances. And level three is seeing the big picture and the overall environment. As you go through this again in the time, topic, importance, measurement, mindfulness, and here the echo, the E in time, try to see the big picture and the overall environment and reflect through these three levels of listening as they go through, as they run their course throughout the day. It is a good little sidebar topic to close the day with, and ask your family members where were they and how did they do with these levels of listening. Miss Fisher did go over these very well, and I really enjoyed listening to her. This does come from Acton Academy, which is that school outside of Texas, and Laura Sandifer. She emphasizes, or they emphasize the same: create a schedule, write a contract of promises, plan to start and end the day with a short but intentional conversation with some of the ideas that I tried to model in this presentation. Play freely. How important is play now? And it's kind of a stress reduction. Make sure you schedule in that free play time. And I know that sounds, they've probably had a lot of time here these last couple of weeks, but keep that play freely going somehow. Read every day. I do like their DEAR acronym: drop everything and read. Make it in a comfortable space, and maybe a learning pad space or a calming place as well. Sometimes you can dim the lights, or you can have the soft music play in the background. And lastly, each and every day, I would recommend that you have a learning maintenance time. That is, wherever that learning station is for your child or for yourself, that you get that in order for the next school day. That's the topic, time, and this slide is one of review. Time is what it is, the topic. Importance, families do matter. The M is mindful of the we and how we measure time. The E is the echo and the three types of listening. I really like this slide in the color of the clock because, again, it emphasizes optimism, and I think that we have to look in the present reality, but we also have to look forward during this new time and these new norms.